A troop of international fashion chains is set to storm our retail scene. Imports Zara and Topshop are opening new mega stores in Sydney this spring, while popular labels H&M and Abercrombie and Fitch are looking to lease huge store spaces in our retail hotspots. This is the real excitement.
No, I think the last story was pretty good.
No,
a recent Morgan Stanley report reveals these fashion giants could launch up to 182 Australian stores in the next 3 years. That's moving, raking in $1.9 billion in sales. But it's our homegrown brands that, of course, will be hit the hardest here.
Yeah, so how will our local retailers keep up and compete with these global giants? Joining us now, fashion commentator Melissa Hoyer and Brian Walker from the Retail Doctor Group. Good morning to both of you.
Morning.
We'll start with you, Melissa. This is great. I mean, being spoilt for choice, it's all about supply and demand.
We are. I mean, and we love these big labels. Australians already, you know, we've proven ourselves. We love our Zaras, we love our H&Ms, which is great, but it really does affect our smaller players. You know, the small designer who has one store in Melbourne or, you know, in Sydney or in Brisbane. It's really hard to compete when you're looking at pricing that's fantastic in these bigger stores. Yeah. So it's great because we are given so much to choose from, inexpensively good, fast fashion, but for our sort of designers, it isn't a good thing. But for us who like to, you know, save a buck, we love it.
Brian, so how can our local brands possibly compete with these monsters?
Melissa makes some good points, and really it's about being what we call fitter in business, being sharp, unique, being quintessentially understanding the culture and DNA of the Australian consumer, and being unique in their offer.
Oh, well, what is Zara? That's what the locals should do. But Brian, what say is Zara doing right? Because things are sluggish, and yet Zara's producing record profits. I was down there last week. You know, the line at the cash register is still 20 deep. So what are they doing right? What
a great business Zara is. I mean, it's a global brand. It's fast fashion. It brings it to our doorsteps. They're just globally known. They've built such an impeccable reputation. They're profitable because they make great sales. They don't carry a lot of stock. They bring fast fashion in and they range it in quickly. And there's so many lessons for Australian retailers in the way they do things. Yeah,
Melissa, why are these international labels so appealing? Because when it first opened and I saw those queues around the block, I thought, why does everyone want to wear the same stuff?
Well, there is that homogenising of fashion that is happening because of these labels. So we do walk down the street and we see that jacket that, you know, I bought yesterday, or, you know, I remember with this jacket I bought in Zara. I saw it everywhere.
Zara now?
Yeah, that is Zara. But it's about just 12 months old.
No, this one isn't Zara.
No, my shoes are Zara.
But, you know, you do see yourself walking down the street quite a lot. So that's why there is room now for designers delivering a really unique product. So if you have a designer who has a fantastic brand, a great look, you know, a desirability, they will still succeed. So I think in these big stores doing well, you can't forget those smaller designers who are delivering a very, very individual product. I think there is still room for them, no question.
So does the local designer have to do something different, do you think? So you go and get your mass-produced jacket, but then still get a fabulous individual pair of pants.
Well, because I mean the pricing on at these bigger stores is so good. You can get, you know, a jacket for 99 bucks from a big store, $500 or $600. Yeah. So you know, from a pricing point of view, we still, no matter how rich, poor, what socio-economic world we're in, we still want a bargain.
Brian, these brands are taking over prime retail real estate, and I suppose the Westfields of the world love them because they take, you know, the whole ground floor. Yeah. So as more and more come to the malls around the place, it's difficult to understand how those little guys will survive. How will we find them? They'll have to do more online.
Well, absolutely. When you look at a business like Topshop, Topshop know this market implicitly before they open. They're already doing up to $10 million a year on online sales in this country. So they have a great presence. But they attract customers to these malls. They attract business. And so there's a great spin-off as well.
And word of mouth is, I know for Topshop and Zara, is incredible. They couldn't advertise.
Well, I mean, Zara,
to equal their word of mouth, the goodwill produced.
I mean, it's hardly, there's no advertising. I mean, there's no big advertising. No. You just walk in there because you know you'll get something every week that's new and fresh that you haven't seen the week before. So they've just created this monster that just keeps giving and giving.
And we've talked a little bit about Zara, but the beauty of Zara is that they work on this scarcity principle. It's exclusive, it's a short range, it's in and it's out.
Even though it's not.
Yeah, even though
when you walk down the street.
They do have a high turnover.
Yeah, the turnover is
If you find something one week, it may not be there in a fortnight.
Yeah. Okay. And consumers benefit because, if we take Zara. Zara really take product from catwalk to shop within 3 weeks. Our Australian retailers can take up to 12 weeks.
Okay, so we've effectively spent 5 or 6 minutes talking about Zara, right? So that'd be over the moon. In a nutshell, guys, in a nutshell, what's the future look like for the little Australian retailer who's doing a great job, great product, you know, great price point?
It's not the great price point. That's the difference. That's the difference.
No, but if they're forced to compete, but if they're forced to reboot and to compete, now they will, because you've got to survive. Yeah. What's the future look like?
I think if you build a brand, you're unique, you're great at what you do, and you've got something that people want, price won't be the factor, and you'll be sharp and popular.
It's having an integrity within your brand, sticking to your brand. I mean, you know, whether it's the Colette Dinigans or those sort of designers who have a vision, stick with it, and really be conscious of pricing, because we are so conscious now more than ever of pricing.
When does Topshop come to Sydney?
October.
October, thank you.
And by the way, we have some very good Australian fashion retail. I would not dismiss for a moment. We have some great retail.
And you don't want to look the same. Just before we go, have you been to the Olympics?
I'm going to London.
Oh, okay. Well, let us know how that goes. Thank you very much.
50,000.
May not be enough, Melissa.